We're very happy to have Zach Richie joining us for this week's Made in Nebraska. And are you continuing your trip?
Continuing our trip to the most unlikely place, and it kind of, is tongue-in-cheek a little bit with the name there. It's the most unlikely place, like we found on Friday, to find great food, great coffee, desserts,
roller skaters,
and everything else. Well, what it started as was an art gallery in a town of only 300. So let's take a look. In Lewellen, a town of only a few hundred, one might think it's pretty unlikely to find an art gallery. But step inside the most unlikely place, and you'll discover art from floor to ceiling.
Wish we could draw like that, huh?
I wish I had any talent.
It's really fun to watch our guests come and they walk in the door and they usually just stop and stare and are kind of surprised.
Three siblings, brothers Rex and Dennis Miller, and their sister Jean Jensen, saw potential in an old building in Lewellen. They promised the previous owner if they bought it, it wouldn't just become storage space. Instead, the trio transformed it into the most unlikely place to buy a painting.
Hi, it was nice meeting you.
I joke that it's a lot easier to sell your artwork when it's hanging in a gallery than stacked up in your closet. So it's been a lot of fun.
Jean enjoys painting with watercolors and remembers having a brush in hand as a little girl.
It says Jean. Oh, then that must be Dennis.
Later, she started attending the autumn art workshop in Halsey and got Dennis to come along. Soon after retiring from the Navy, a pastel now is his first mate.
I was a little reluctant to give them up, but I love it when somebody comes and they are attracted to a piece of art, they're happy with it, and they're going to show it in their home. It's a real compliment and makes you feel good.
Their brother Rex creates many unique pieces of woodwork, a trade he picked up from their father, who was a carpenter.
I'm very, very fortunate in having a close family. We all get along, we put our relationships ahead of everything else, so if you have a disagreement, it just kind of goes by the wayside.
Even in its former life as a silent movie theater, art's always lived at the most unlikely place. In addition to the art of the three siblings, they host a featured guest artist every month.
We've had 1,000 ideas, and 999 of them, go away, and every once in a while, one of them you keep.
Visitors from 48 states and 18 countries have found the most unlikely place to view art. Keep looking around, and it's pretty likely you'll see something that catches your eye. For this week's Made in Nebraska, Zach Richie, Lewellen.
There are some creative people in
Blow
Lewellen.
me
We
away,
gotta, we need to be their agent and send them all over the world because that is neat stuff.
One talented family there. To think that it's two brothers and a sister creating all of that art, and then they have their featured guest artists, and they are booked for months to come with that featured guest artist that they bring in every month. I mean, just amazing the talents that's coming out of the walls. You've got a pastel artist, a watercolor artist, and then also a woodworking artist.
Who would ever have thought?
And they're great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all in one building.
That's all in one building, an old silent movie theater building. It's a beautiful building. You go in there and you do not know where to look. I mean, the walls are covered from head to toe with art, and then plus you've got the cafe going on as well. They host special events all the time, like everything from, special like dinner nights to also bringing in other musicians to the area.
I was going to say, that would be a great venue for a musician to come and play. I mean, it's just so artsy.
They love bringing in, they're able to think outside of the box there, and they're trying to bring in a bunch of different tourists to town, and it's working. I mean, as we found out last week, they're bringing in people from all over the world to see the most unlikely place.
And they serve you your food on roller skates.
Yes.
On
Not
roller
your food,
skates,
but they're
yes.
on roller skates.
So if you
serving
missed
to
Zach's
you.
food find, go back and check that out.
Go check it out. It's
that'll
on the
be our
website. Yeah.
And if you have a story for Zach too, let him know.
Yep, zrichy at nebraska.tv or news at nebraska.tv, and that's how I heard about this story, so keep them coming.
All right, love it, Zach. Thank you very much. All right, stay with us, friends, because up next we're going to learn more about Small Business Saturday.